I would like to welcome Wolfgang Vogel back here to South Africa. He's from Austria, and this is a product, WAVEX, that he's distributing in South Africa. Welcome, Wolfgang.
Thank you, Darlene. It's a pleasure being here.
So for people that don't understand WAVEX, I think we need to start with the harmful effects of electromagnetic radiation.
Yes, I guess since latest 2016 it is absolutely proven that there are harmful effects.
Was that with the World Health Organization study?
This was already 2015. In 2016 already the US government study showed that mobile radiation causes cancer. Not only is positive for the growing of cancer cells, no, it even causes cancer.
What role does WAVEX play and how does it work?
WaveX works completely different to all other products out there in the market. WaveX is one product that does not affect the high frequency. No, we affect the extreme low frequency magnetic fields. So WaveX has no impact to the quality of service of the units where it is used on, and by manipulating the extreme low frequency magnetic fields, we are independent of all the frequencies, maybe new frequencies which I had, so we do not have to adjust our product.
There are products on the market that claim to stop the radiation on the body, but WAVEX doesn't make that claim. It says it's reducing the stress on the body. Is that correct?
It goes back to 1992. There already the California Institute of Technology, Professor Dr. Kirschwing, showed that peaks in extreme low frequency magnetic fields, so-called gradients, irritate the magnetite crystals inside our brain. Mm-hmm. Once they are irritated, there is effect in the brain that certain proteins and hormones do not work proper anymore. So this has the effect that the natural protective shield above our DNA breaks together, and then our DNA is damaged. So what we can prove is that we flatten those magnetic field gradients. Mm-hmm. This is a simple physical measurement.
Is this the study by Dr. Medinger?
Yes, this is the study by Dr. Medinger. He already showed back then in 2011 that we flattened this magnetic field gradients.
WAVEX.
WaveX.
When placed on a cell phone.
Yeah.
So it's this chip that looks like a sticker, but it's not.
It's not a sticker. It's
right.
A high-tech Austrian product, invented in Austria, produced in Austria, and certified in Austria. So, and now we have proven the first step of the story. And we are so proud that in 2017 we got a study from Dr. Yakimenko.
Who is he?
He is a professor in Ukraine on university. In 2014 he did a study with quail eggs, and there he had a couple of eggs with radiation and without radiation, looking at the differences.
I saw the pictures. It was quite disturbing to see the disformity. You know, some of the embryos had split heads, others had split tails, and the first thing that came to mind was, what about sperm? I mean, you put your cell phone in your pocket. I mean, what does that do to our fertility levels?
Yeah, there are already studies that the damage is the same as in these eggs, but we do not have a study for this, so we cannot claim that we will repair these damages also. But based on the Yakimenko study now, we can claim that with WaveX there is no more additional damage done to DNA while using the mobile phone. Mm-hmm. Without WaveX there is damage done to the DNA. And this is now the last step in the story I told before. First magnetic fields, at the end damage done to DNA. So we can prove we flatten the magnetic field gradients, and we can prove no more damage done to DNA. Additionally, we can prove that the body stress level is much lower with WaveX. This is the next side effect, because when no damage done is because when there is no damage done to DNA, for sure also the body stress level stays lower.
We have a short video clip that we recorded on tips on how to attach the WaveX to the cell phone and the Wi-Fi router, but just to emphasize that it does not work if you cannot access the DC part of the electronics.
We need the DC power source. So once the AC is converted to DC, to this part of the unit WaveX should be applied on. We need the electrons, these DC electrons. These electrons carry, let's say, the WaveX information to the broadcasting unit and supplies our body and tells him what to do.
The important thing we mentioned in the other video as well was that the WaveX sticker needs to be applied to the transformer part of the router, not the router itself. But what happens in the transformer between the DC and the AC?
It seems that WaveX brings order to the chaos. That means, here a short story, an Orange engineer called me back in 2012 about the power saving function of WaveX, and I told him we do not know about the power saving functions. But then it turned out that they measured in their labs that with WaveX applied on mobile phones, the life of the battery is extended and you have much more charging cycles. Then I asked Dr. Medinger how this can be, and he said for sure this can be because electrons in the battery run in a chaotic way. And every time there's a collision, there's a loss of energy. When you bring now the electrons to run in the same coherent way, there are less collisions, and therefore the power stays for a longer time.
As we said in the previous video, there can only be one WaveX chip per device. So even if you have a big laptop, you put one on. You don't need to apply 2 chips to that machine.
Yeah.
So what I found is that people buy WaveX per device per person. So the family will have one for the phone, for the iPad, for the laptop, and for the Wi-Fi router. And as mentioned in the demonstration video, you're not to pull off the WaveX once you get a new phone and transfer it to a different phone, because we cannot guarantee that the technology will still work. But it has no shelf life. So on a device, you can use the WaveX chip for as long as you have the device. So I believe there's new developments happening at WaveX Austria. You've been sponsoring a soccer team. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, last year we sponsored the Vienna soccer team. They became champion. We sponsored the Vienna ice hockey team. They became champion. This year we are sponsoring Menzo Suljovic, the best darts player from Austria. Just right now he's number 5 in the world, and he just has beaten the new champion, the new world champion. So he's on the way up. So
this is on one level an energy thing where people just do better when you sponsor them, or do they actually wear WaveX?
It's the power of WaveX for sure. It's the power of WaveX. No, in case of Menzo, he told us since he has WaveX on his mobile phones and on the Wi-Fi routers at home, he sleeps better. And then it is logical that at the tournament, when playing darts, you really have to be concentrated, and you have much more concentration when you had a good sleep. Therefore, it seems it helps.
Right.
He's 100% convinced.
So this applies to all the members of the sports teams that you sponsor. So they get WaveX on their cell phones, their routers, their iPads.
So we also have now 2 communities in Austria where we sponsored the city hall and all the schools. So we put WaveX on all the Wi-Fi routers in schools. Because in your opinion there's already a directive to protect the employees against e-smog, and we said, okay, when we find communities which will cooperate with us, we are sponsoring this for schools so that also our children are protected, not only the teachers.
In many schools, the teachers are using iPads as the teaching tools. So we can give WaveX to the school, and they can apply it to the AC/DC part for the router, so that the WaveX influences the Wi-Fi, and reduces the overall stress of Wi-Fi in schools. So surely each child then also needs a WaveX chip applied to their iPad.
For sure, they need a WaveX on their devices also. But I think you will know that there are much more issues with screen time and all of that stuff. And here in Austria, we are trying now really to go back not only with electronical equipment used during the lessons, going back to printed media, because this is shown that this is much healthier. But yes, you also have to use WaveX then on the devices itself. But if you do not have WaveX there, at least a little protection is already there.
WaveX retails at $3.99 in South Africa, and there's one WaveX chip needs to be applied per device. So on which device would you recommend a WaveX to be applied to as a start?
The phone is the first place to put it there, but I would say the first place to put it is on baby monitors, because with baby monitors you really damage your children, your newborn babies. So these things are real dangerous.
And they still have developing brains, so this is the biggest human experiment I can think of ever in the history of man. So is there anything that you can tell us about the WaveX technology? What are the secrets?
Yes, WaveX consists of 7 layers, and it is a 2-step production. The first step is the production of the hardware, of the sticker itself. Then it comes to our labs, and then we say it gets activated. It is a kind of swinging circuit, and it must be activated. Once activated, the full WaveX power is available. But how this activation process works,
that's the secret.
That's top secret.
So the production facility in Austria produces the actual WaveX chip, and then it gets taken away by you to a facility where the inventor activates it. And I believe you sit somewhere in a waiting room and you have no idea how it is activated. But I have a feeling, and reading between the lines in some conversations, that's possible that WaveX technology is activated by quantum physics using light and or sound.
It could be anything. So I'm so proud that I do not know the process, because then I cannot tell. So
Okay.
the inventor is safe.
Great. Thank you for coming back to South Africa to visit us. So guys, this is not an airy-fairy product. I've used it. I felt the effects. So get on board. Make sure that you have WaveX on your cell phones, baby monitors, iPads. Protect your children. And I think more than that, make sure that you reduce screen time, because it's not just the WaveX chip producing stress on the body, but the actual screen time is one of the biggest health concerns of today. Thank you so much for coming out, Wolfgang.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.